a lot of you will, but yes, it is sweltering here. Tell me, are we sitting, are we going to spend the next half an hour here, or are we moving in? Should we move in? What would you prefer? Let me ask the media. I think let's move in, it's a hot day. Let's move in and then we can chat up again there. Chaya, is that okay? Yes. Yeah? Chalo. So let's move in and then we speak. Don't want anyone falling unwell here or getting dehydrated. It is warm.
Thank you.
Okay, so am I clear? Is there an echo? I can hear the echo. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so good afternoon and very warm welcome. Warm in the literal sense. I was just reading 72 years. First half of April has never been so hot in the last 72 years. But welcome and thank you for making it here, friends from the media and rest of the audience. It's an absolute pleasure on behalf of SAP to welcome you here. I don't know about you, but I do feel very blessed because exactly a year ago, if a lot of you take your memories back, we were in the throes of the worst time that we've seen in India, right, in terms of the pandemic. So it's so nice to be physically present now and to be able to go out and that time is behind us. So I feel blessed for that. I also feel blessed because I think this is a very auspicious time from, we've just finished with the Ram Navami and the Navratras and there's Baisakhi a couple of days from today. And of course, I don't know about you, but the dhol, like I was saying outside, always gets me very energized and it's happiness and togetherness and partnerships. It's a very good build up for that. So thank you again and maybe just a minute or so from me on SAP and to set the context on a couple of things. About a week ago, we celebrated our 50th birthday as an organization. So we've been around as SAP, as the brand, one of the largest software companies in the world for 5 decades now, which is a long time, as you will agree. From an India perspective, last year we celebrated our 25th anniversary in India. So our silver jubilee year was last year, 2021. 25 years of our presence in the country, working with India, helping build the economy. So while the economy grew 10x in the last 25 years, I think we've had our footprint, or we would feel very privileged, in fact, to have grown and helped India grow in these 25 years. So if you look at it today, more than 60%, 62, 63% of India's GDP runs through an SAP system, which is massive. 8 out of 10 cars that you see on the road today, typically they've been manufactured in companies that run SAP. 50 million consumers of gas, electricity, all across our SAP users, the utilities, generation, distribution companies. I could go on, but we've got a large footprint in the country, and along with this, I always talk about, this is the business perspective, but there is something much closer to our hearts, which is the whole purpose pillar at SAP, which is everything around sustainability, everything around gender equality, women empowerment, around skilling, digital skilling, student skilling, and I think we spend a lot of time on that front. Okay, good. If I was to give you a very quick footprint in the country, we are about 14,000 plus people in the country today. And from a business perspective, we are above 13,000 customers, out of which 80% of our customer base today is in the small and medium enterprise segment, in the SME segment. So someone was asking me earlier that we are the very classy, large, expensive, big organization for large enterprises. Yes, we are. But then again, we've got a long tail, and like I said, 80%, more than 10,000 customers are from the small and medium enterprises. And we've been working with them very closely over the last 2.5 decades. We've been helping them grow, and today it gives us a lot of pleasure when we see hundreds of these enterprises, SMEs have become big, they've become large enterprises, medium-sized enterprises. So we understand their needs, we understand their pulse, we understand what it takes for them to grow. And if you look at an India perspective, for India, for our country, for our nation, SMEs are super critical. You would know it as much as me or better than me, because today they contribute to 30% of our GDP. For us to get to our 5 trillion dream, the vision that we talk about, the SME contribution needs to get to 45-50% minimum for us to realize that dream. So they are super critical. For me, they are the flagship or the backbone of the Indian economy. We cannot ignore them. Extremely important as far as we are concerned. We understand their pulse. We help them grow. And if you look at the IDC research that happened some time ago, what we are seeing in this segment, in the SME segment, what we are seeing is that there is a demand for them to move on to cloud technologies faster than ever before. So 3/4 of the customers that IDC actually researched found that they want to move into the cloud, they want to become more nimble, more resilient, they want to scale faster, they want to become more agile. And as you would agree with me, there is no better way today than to harness cloud technologies. So coming to the announcement today, like I said, so I'm privileged to be flagging off what we call the SAP Transformation Express today, which is that very cool Express that you saw outside where we were having our photo shoot. And it's an absolute pleasure for us, because I look at it as more of a mobile, immersive experience center on wheels, or a cloud on wheels, because this is all about the cloud inside that bus. And I do hope you get a chance to see it after this, because I was there for some time and it's absolutely phenomenal. So it's a mobile experience center with some of the state-of-art offerings, technology. Essentially, for those of you who know what we do, so it's the backbone for organizations, right? The ERP backbone, the foundation for every organization. And today we've moved this whole foundation into the cloud. We call it Rise with SAP, and we are seeing a humongous amount of adoption of cloud, even from the digital core. And I'm trying to leave buzzwords out. Even from the digital core or the foundation, customers are moving on to the cloud. And just as a statistic, in the last 2 years, in the last 1 year, in fact, we've had more than 125 customers adopting the whole Rise with SAP in our country. So that's the pace at which, so we thought that this bus or this, the Express that we are talking about is a befitting tribute to the SMEs across the country, and hence this creative idea. And kudos to the team that came up with this idea. A little bit more about the journey, and of course there can be questions after this, but we'll be traversing, the Express will be traversing a total of 7,000 kilometers, length and breadth of the country, as you can see, starting from Delhi, which is where we are today, moving to Gurgaon, all the way down, and finally ending after Kochi into Bangalore. So 7,000 kilometers over a period of 45 days, no easy task, but for sure, 13 cities, and the way it will be operating is essentially every city, every stop would have 2 or 3 days working with customers, working with partners, showcasing, and I talk about some of the other stuff in addition to the business piece that we would be doing. And in essence, what we are attempting to do here is that we are bringing together hundreds of these small and medium enterprises to get into the or to interact with the SAP ecosystem of partners, SAP experts from our side, industry associations, and that's the interaction that we are trying to provide for our customers. And this is the inside of the bus, as you can see. This is where I was. Absolutely state-of-art in terms of the technologies that we have here. A lot of cloud technologies, the base being, the foundation being the whole Rise with SAP, the digital core, as you can see in the middle. And then a host of solutions around HR, around procurement, around customer experience, around the people transformation and people engagement. So a lot of demonstrations inside. There was this very cool virtual reality demo or solution that I was just privy to. Absolutely phenomenal. Do have a look at it if you can. And in addition to that, of course, a host of other things in this Express, right? Purely immersive, state-of-art, and futuristic. About the purpose pillar, which goes in consonance, as far as we are concerned, with every business aspect that we do. So in terms of the Express, It will also be spending a lot of time with the students in various cities. So there is this whole industry academia interconnect that we are having for the students, where we are exposing them to some of the latest and the greatest technologies of the future. There will be certifications for them. So a whole host of things for the student community in whichever city that we go, along with the academia. And the other piece that I mentioned, sustainability earlier, very close to our heart. We have to save our planet. And this is not a frivolous statement from me. We need to save our planet. We need to understand, and we are seeing the temperatures outside. We are seeing what climate change is bringing to us. So what we've taken upon ourselves as part of this SAP, the Express, is that we will be planting minimum of 7,000 saplings, probably a sapling per kilometer that we actually traverse, in order to do our bit again, for the country, for sustainability across India. And by the way, there's a host of solutions that we are actually, and I love to say this, and I'll end with this, but it's so close to our heart. The way we say it is that we've been helping the world all across with top lines and measuring bottom lines all these years, 5 decades. We now need to move to green lines, right? We now need to start measuring what's our carbon footprint for each organization, and not just enterprises and organizations, but across the value chain, across the entire supply chain. What's the kind of emission? What's your carbon footprint? How do you measure it? How do you compare it to competition? And then how do you start reducing it? Because if you're not aware of what you're doing, you're not going to be reducing it. So look, with that, I'm going to end here, of course, open for questions after this. But thank you very much again for coming here. And my only request to everyone, we keep trying to solve some of these things as, whether it's digital literacy, whether it's skilling, whether it's sustainability as organizations. And I say this everywhere. I think in addition to that, the onus as individuals, each and every one of us sitting here needs to take it upon ourselves. We've got a lot going for our country. With the demographic dividend, with the young populace that we have, but unless we take it upon ourselves to make individual differences also, we're not going to solve the problem. But with that, thank you very much, and we are fully committed to the mid-market segment in India. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Kulmeet, so much.
And a knowledge economy. With 74% of mid-sized Indian companies likely to adopt cloud technology soon, the irreversible digital shift for business has commenced. With the intent to enable Indian businesses digitize and move to the cloud at velocity and scale, SAP India will be taking its innovative Rise with SAP technologies to their doorsteps. Presenting the Transformation Express. Over 45 days, the Transformation Express will travel over 7,000 kilometers and cover 13 cities to engage with thousands of companies, giving them a glimpse of how cloud technology can prepare their business for the future. The Transformation Express will offer function and industry-based solutions showcases, virtual reality-driven immersive demos, and cloud transformation sessions by experts, and more. As part of our strong commitment to the causes of digital skilling of youth and sustainability, the Transformation Express will engage with students in select cities, and we will plant a sapling for every kilometer that it travels. Transformation Express, on the way to your city soon.
Wow.
This is going to be a game-changing event from our perspective, the first flagship event for us this year. Looking forward to all the questions that you may have. Thank you.